Hello everybody, my name is Elliot Newton. I'm the Biodiversity Officer for Kingston Council, and welcome to the next episode of Reading Nature. And these are sessions we're running with the library service to encourage you to get outside and explore Kingston's wildest side and learn about the amazing species that also call Kingston. And today we're standing in quite a different environment to what we've seen in some of our previous episodes, as we're standing in the heart of the urban centre of Kingston, in the Kingston town centre on top of one of the car parks. And we're here today to tell you about an amazing bird. It's actually the fastest animal that's ever lived on our planet, and it is called the peregrine, or the peregrine falcon. And these birds can reach exceptional speeds that even exceed 200 miles an hour. And they do that by flying really high into the sky, and you can barely see them, they're just a speck. And they dive on what we call the stoop. And that stoop is their sort of predatory mechanism to try and attack their prey species, which typically are things like pigeon. And as it's diving, it's going so fast, as I say, could be speeds greater than 200 miles an hour. So it needs lots of evolutionary adaptations to be able to make it to operate at such sort of ridiculous environmental conditions. And one thing that it has is what we call nicotine membranes, and these are a third eyelid. And it's a transparent eyelid that sort of goes across the eye and acts almost as a goggle. So when they're going at really fast speeds and they have the wind gushing into their face, they can still keep their eyes open and have that acute eyesight, so they can easily and accurately target their prey. Another amazing ecological adaptation they have is their nostrils. So again, if they're going at such speeds, they're facing really significant sort of air pressures. So they have these incredible nostrils that actually lower the air pressure, and that stops the speed of the air entering their lungs, so they can still breathe effectively while going at such speeds. And if you look into a textbook, many will tell you that peregrines much prefer the sort of coastal cliff-like environments where they perch on cliffs and they predate sort of species, including rock doves, which are effectively sort of feral pigeons, really, that have come to the urban landscape. And we're learning a bit more about them now. We think they can also live in woodland environments, but they definitely do like sort of these cliff-like environments and habitats. And if you look across the urban landscape, cities are very much, in a peregrine's eyes, a cliff landscape. We have tall high-rise buildings where they can make their nests and have their young without risk of being predated upon. There's lots of pigeons and species like ringneck parakeets for them to predate upon. So actually, in a peregrine's eyes, Kingston and London and urban environments are very good for peregrines. And indeed, across the entire of London, we have over 30 pairs of peregrines nesting here, which is actually the second highest world population of them in urban environments. Only New York has a greater density of them. And we're so fortunate to have peregrines in Kingston. And the reason we're standing on the top of this gusty carpet is right up there, on the top of Kingston College, we have a peregrine nest. And there's actually one sitting there right now, sitting on its egg. It laid its second egg very recently, so it's currently got 2 eggs up there. And these can lay up to about 3 to 4 eggs, maybe even 5 in exceptional circumstances. And we're so lucky to have them right up there. And if you want to see them, obviously it's very hard to see them from where we're standing, you can actually go onto YouTube. If you type in Kingston Peregrine Live, an amazing organisation that help run the Peregrine Partnership and Kingston Peregrines have set up a camera. So a camera up there giving you a live feed, so you can see the peregrines on the nest, which is absolutely amazing. You see incredible behaviours. And one thing to look out for when you're looking at the peregrines, you can see that the male, which is called the pteroseal, and the female, which is called the falcon, they're very different sizes. So what we call sexual dimorphism. So the female is actually significantly larger than the male, and that's quite often evident when you see them sitting together. But I think it's absolutely fantastic that we have them living in Kingston. Because if you were going to go back to sort of the 20th century, it was a very unkind period for the birds, and they were almost on the brinks of extinction. If, for example, in the World War, when messenger pigeons were an important way for people to relay information to each other, using these pigeons, they felt that it was the peregrines posed a risk to their messages getting across. So what they did, they actually encouraged the proactive shooting of peregrines to reduce the risks of the messenger pigeon being predated, and that saw a significant collapse of peregrines during that period. And as the century progressed, the situation didn't get any better, with the widespread use of the DDT, which was a widely used insecticide, that had massive implications that really damaged peregrine populations. Because they were an apex predator, that meant they got really high concentrations of this insecticide, this toxic substance in their body, and that really made it difficult for them to lay eggs effectively. So they were really on the brink of extinction. So the fact that we now have good populations across our urban environments like Kingston, that really is a positive news story that we can all celebrate. So next time that you're walking through Kingston, look up into the skies, and there might be a chance that you can see one of the world's fastest animals that's ever living just alongside us here.